I'd like to show you some practices that can help you build the strength that you need for moving into and holding handstand. We're not going to move into the posture today. This is more of a preparatory video to build strength in the wrists, in the shoulders, in the upper back, and in your core, which are all places that you really need to be strong in order to hold a handstand efficiently. So it's really important to stretch the wrists and open the wrists before moving into arm balancing. You can just be on hands and knees and like this, shift forward and back a couple of times. You can then turn one hand gently over so the back of the hand is facing the floor and start to stretch the back of your hand. You can either shift forward and back gently, or you can curl and uncurl your fingers like I'm doing there. There's very little weight on the hand that's turned over. And then a couple of wrist circles in either direction, clockwise and counterclockwise, are nice also. One of the best postures that you can move into and practice for handstand is high plank. It's basically the shape of handstand. And if we want to do handstand, we have to just spend more time on our hands. So maybe start practicing plank 5 breaths a day, or maybe 5 breaths more than you are right now. And you can hold it in a more static way, or you can gently shift forward and back and stretch your wrists more. When your wrists start to feel tired, then that's when you call it a day. The next thing that we can try from this high plank position is starting to walk the feet up with the intention of giving the hands and the shoulders more of the weight and more of the load. So you want to keep your hands flat. So if that's as far as you can walk up, that's as far as you walk up. You let your head drop back. You can come up as high on your toes as you can and press the floor away for a breath. Walk back into plank, see if you can hold that. And then do it again. Walk the feet up, come up on the tips of the toes and really press through the arms. You might round your back a little bit there, hugging the core in. So you can see there that I'm trying to shift more weight, more load down through my core, down through my arms and wrists. So there I'm kind of shifting forward and back to feel it. More weight, less weight. More weight, less weight. And then back into plank. You can do this maybe 5 to 7 times. Again, when your wrists say I'm done, then let them be done and take a rest. There are ways that we can strengthen the core, the shoulders, and the back without being on the wrists. And one of those places is forearm plank. The video I just did on forearm stand and all the different preparatory exercises for that are also great for handstand. So you can do forearm plank in addition to or instead of high plank, holding for about 5 to 7 breaths. So again, the idea there is to give your upper body and arms more of the load. So the idea isn't that we're going to be able to pop into a handstand right after this, but we want to have a strong foundation before we start moving into something that requires total body integration like handstand. We can also play a little bit in boat pose, which can help to strengthen especially the abdominals, hip flexors, and the upper back as well, as long as we keep the back extended. So that can be boat pose, feet down, legs bent 90, or legs straight. And you can hold the legs, or you can simply let the arms float alongside them. Here's something you can try. You could take the palms together at the center of the chest, and this is something that will help you get into your side body and obliques. So I'm exhaling and turning, touching my elbow to the opposite leg. So there, left elbow to right knee. You can do this with the leg straight too. Right elbow to left knee. Not rounding through the back. When you're done with that, you can gently roll all the way down. So here's a subtle practice that we can do to strengthen the muscles around the front of the pelvis, which can help us control where it's going in handstand. So maybe take the hands to the hips, feet flat here, and just notice that you can gently tuck the lower back onto the floor, flattening it down like that. And you can inhale and arch the back. So for handstand, we're gonna practice that gentle tuck and flattening motion. So I'm gonna take my hands to my hips, feel my belly button curl in. You can see how my lower back is flattening there on the floor. So my lower core is helping to maintain that. Keep that happening and now stretch the arms over the head. So it's basically like handstand on the floor. You can hold that for maybe 5 breaths. It's harder than it looks. The more you do it, the easier it will become. When you're ready to let that go, then just let it go. Arms by the side. You'll feel your lower back release. And just take a few breaths there before you transition into other exercises or the rest of your day.